We are now at the Christian Quarter, and we are very close to the Church of the Holy Sepulchre. But let me make a little bit of run tour around it that it will be a little bit different than the regular Church of the Holy Sepulchre movie. Then look how beautiful it is. And let's talk about that square, which is a beautiful and tasty square. Oh, the sun is in our eyes. This is Avtimus market, which is one of the fathers of Christianity, and they just renovated that entrance. Look how beautiful it looks like now. And that is the meeting between the main road from north to south and west to east. In a Roman city, it was always like that. And next to it, you could find a temple, a Roman temple as well. But that temple was a little bit different. There are only few souvenir shops, mainly because there are no tourists at all now. There are only few that came 2 weeks ago, and they didn't leave Israel yet. No one can enter to Israel. Which is really sad for me. Then this is the main square. Look how beautiful it is. It's called the Muristan. Muristan, from the word hospital. It's a Persian word. And now when we know where we are, look at the Church of Redeemer. It's a winter day. As you can see, it's totally blue sky. Unbelievable, beautiful, isn't it? Breathtaking, I must say. It's a Protestant church with an amazing view from the rooftop. But we are heading now to the church. You know that we are in the center. That place was outside the city, outside the walls at the time of Jesus. The city of today is not as the same city of Jesus' time. We're talking about a gap of 2,000 years. And you can hear even the muezzin calling to pray. I don't know if you can hear it, because it sounds a little bit far from here. Someone's taking a picture. And we will continue to the church. When Adrian turned it into a typically Roman city, he used the tomb of Jesus, which was right here, as the place of his temple. Then the temple for Aphrodite, or Jupiter, was right here in front of you. And in special tours that I'm doing from time to time, I can actually go to see the basement of that church. And that church was built in a way on top of it. When Constantine turned the Roman emperor into Christianity, he sent his mother to look for the evidence of Jesus. And one of the first places ever that was built in the Holy Land was the church of the Holy Sepulchre, the Holy Tomb. Another church was built in Bethlehem, and that is the Nativity Church. That's where he was born. And before I forget, Merry Christmas! And before I forget that as well, I'm dedicated that tour to a special family that touched my heart because of the mother. The mother name is Marilyn, and the name of the family name is Kindness. I mean, how bad they can be with that family name. But she didn't think only about herself. She thought about her three daughters, and I hope that I won't make a mistake. Audrina and Ava and Aleeyah. I wrote your names in English and in Hebrew as well, that you know how to write it down. And the Jerusalem cross is the symbol of Jerusalem. The main cross is Jerusalem, and the four other crosses are whatever you want. Four gospels, altogether five stigmata, earth, wind, fire, but it doesn't matter. What is important is that Jerusalem is the center of the word. Then what you can see here is only the remains, or mostly the remains of the 11th and 12th century. Remember, that church had been destroyed by so many. The first one who destroyed it was in the 7th century, 617, and that was where the Persian, and then it's been destroyed again by the Muslims in the 1001, and it's been burned down by the Christians in 1808. And not like any other church that you know, that church belongs to everyone. You can find here Catholic, you can find here Armenian, Greek Orthodox, Coptic, name it, they are here. The only one that you won't find here are some of the Protestants that they believe that that church is not the correct place. They believe that that church is must be outside the gates, which is true. No one denying it, but there's so many evidence that that church was outside the gates as well. Later on, I might show it to you. But look how beautiful is the sky. Blue sky, it's unbelievable. Then let's go in from the Crusader, or maybe even the 11th century gate, and we will start a tour according to history. He came to here with a cross on. Here in that chapel they stripped him from his clothes, and then they crucified him on the place that's called Golgotha, Calvary, Skull Hill, and he was buried after he died in the tomb of Joseph of Arimathea. And of course on Sunday he resurrected. Then in that case, everything that I mentioned now was outside the city and not under a roof. It was without any church on it, but now the churches exist. They built the church around 300 years after Jesus ascended into heaven. Outside the church, you can see some chapels. Those are Greek Orthodox chapels. And at the other side, you can see Coptic, Ethiopian chapel. If we already talked about it, this is the Catholic chapel. Ethiopian one, Armenian one, and Greek Orthodox. Then let's enter to the church. You can see in front of the entrance, you can see Greek Orthodox monk. And the first thing that we will do is to climb up to the Golgotha, to the Calvary. I know, it doesn't look like a hill, mainly because the Greek Orthodox here add another part of it, and Crusader as well. Then the idea was that we, the disciples, will be next to the crucifixion site itself. Then let's climb up to the top of the Golgotha. One question. We are 2 weeks before Christmas. Then why there's no Christmas atmosphere here in that church? Mainly because here the Christians are celebrating 3 different Christmases. What? Yes. Marilyn Kindness. We are at the Golgotha, but let's talk about the three Christmases. The first one is of the Catholic and Protestant. Soon, 2 weeks from now. 2 weeks later, the Greek Orthodox will celebrate it. And another 2 weeks will be of the Armenian. Then, except of the Catholic, no one celebrate Christmas now. It's like at least 1 month from now. In that area, you can see a few of the chapels here. Jesus was nailed to the cross. To the left, you can see Mary, the mother, with a spear in her heart. Soon we're going to bless the cross for you, Marilyn. And it's not an easy sin for us. I mean, it's the end of the agony of Jesus, but very tough ending, nailing to the cross, crucifixion. But he knew that this is his mission. He came to end the story that never been finished by Abraham and Isaac. My name is Zahi, but in a way, Zahi is a shortcut of Isaac. It doesn't sound like it, but it is. And Isaac was almost been sacrificed by his father, but the angel stopped him and told him, sacrifice the lamb. Jesus is the lamb in a way. Jesus came to end the story. Then, nailing to the cross, in that scene, you can see the mother standing. Can you feel the agony? Mary Magdalene anointing his body, and the Roman soldier just finished his job. Let's bless the cross for you. If we're talking about that, if you want to have your own cross, then just enter to the description of that video, and there's a link for Buy Me a Coffee, and you will have different kind of crosses to be blessed, and all the information will be there. But if you want it, please give me as much information as you can, and don't forget the full shipping address. To the left is the agony, the Pietà, Mary, with the spear in her heart. Can you hear the muezzin now, calling the Muslim to pray? There's a big mosque next to that church. Why there's a spear in her heart? I will go backward, because there's someone here that prays and I don't want to here. Spear in her heart. When she was together with the family at a presentation at the temple, which is a Jewish tradition, Saint Simon came to her and said, your son will die in front of your eyes. It will be like a spear entering your heart, which is so sad. From that moment, she never smiled. I think I can understand her. It's my worst fear ever. I don't want to be alive one day if something bad will happen to my daughter when I will still be alive. Then think about Mary. She knew what will happen to Jesus from almost day one. Then can you feel the spear in her heart? Can you feel her agony? Yes, you can. Look at that ceiling. Beautiful modern mosaic that tells us the connection between the Old Testament to the New Testament. It ends at Salvus Monday, right there. But the oldest part of it is right in front of you. This is the only remain of the Crusader mosaic in that church, 12th century, mainly because that church was burned down. Nothing left like that. Let's move from the Catholic part to the Greek Orthodox part. Totally different language. That is where Jesus, this is the crucifixion site. You can see the legs of Jesus. And then this is John. He took care of his mother because that's what Jesus asked him to do. And he, from all the disciples, were here. The beloved one, the one who wasn't like a child, without a beard yet. Then the two figures that been with him, except of his mother, of course, was Mary Magdalene and John. Where are the other disciples? Yeah, question marks. Above Jesus, you will see the four letters in 3 languages. This is the sin list. If everyone will be here and you will read it, they will know why they crucified Jesus. And I must say that according to what we know, crucifixion at the time of the Romans was only for people who said or actually were against the regime, not a regular robbers or thief. You can see the bedrock of the Golgotha, covered with a glass just in front of you. Why? Because people like me wants to enjoy a piece of it, and you can see the exact side of it. That's a crucifixion place, and there was one of the robbers, and there's another one, the good one and the bad one. And let me bless that pastor. Marilyn. This is the exact spot of the crucifixion. And you can see the bedrock. That's the only part that I can touch. Putting my hand for you, and then touching the cross for you, Marilyn, and your daughters as well. Look at the mother. Beautiful. Breathtaking, I must say. I love that church. The skies are closed again. Except of Israeli groups that are afraid of cold weather. No, I cannot guide anyone now. Then by supporting me, I mean, you support me by buy me a coffee and buy those crosses, and you make me happy because I feel alive again. Not like Jesus, I'm talking about alive, but don't worry, soon he will be alive. He is not. In the stillness, you remember that this is the Golgotha Hill. Might be because of the skull that were here. If so many people have been crucified here, then there's a reason for that. Or maybe it looks like a skull itself, just like the second option, which is outside the gates of Jerusalem of today. And remember, the gate is only from the 16th century. It's called the Garden Tomb, another option, and I won't say no. Beautiful place. When I used to take my daughter to the Garden Tomb, she used to say that she plays with angels. And nowadays she's not innocent anymore. Then after he died, Joseph of Arimathea and Nicodemus asked the body of Jesus, because as a Jew they must bury him at the same day, and Pontius Pilate gave his permission. Joseph was a guy from the Sanhedrin, from the government, the Jewish government. Maybe he had connection with with Pontius Pilate, but he believed in Jesus in a secret way because he was afraid of his friends. You can see there, both of them are there, and you can see John. We already know that John has got no beard. We can see Mary, the mother, and Mary Magdalene holding the hair of her, and the others Marys. And the place that he was anointed is in front of you. Let me put the cross here, but look how beautiful are the vases full of the candles, and from different orders, different Christian orders. And I don't know anyone who believes in Jesus that won't touch that place. And of course, I'm going to anoint your cross there as well. And let's go visit the tomb. It looked like a cave, but is it a cave now? Question mark. This is a Armenian chapel. The three Marys, actually, according to the Armenians, were watching the crucifixion from there. And this is the tomb. It doesn't look like a cave, isn't it? It doesn't look like a cave, mainly because it's been destroyed so many times. I could be here for hours. There are two chapels here. The first one is with the candle. That's where the angels took care that no one will steal the body of Christ. And the tomb is the inner part. I cannot go into the tomb with my camera. Then in that case, I will bless your cross. After we will say goodbye, I will end the video. I'm not sure that what he did, lighting a candle there, is okay, but for us, we could see better. Can you hear the bells now? And you might hear no. 32, you will hear the log as well. Until 1831, you couldn't use the bells, then you used to knock on the wood. And until today, in that church, they're using ancient traditions. Now, to show you that there are tombs from the time of Jesus, let's enter to another chapel that doesn't look so well, mainly because there's a huge debate who owns it. The one who has said hello to him is a Coptic Egyptian monk. Look at the graffiti. That place been destroyed at the fire of 1808. And from that moment, no one knows who owns that place, the Ceramic Church or the Armenian Church, no, Ceramic Church or the, Armenian. And until they will know who deals with it, it actually will look like that. But I didn't enter because of it. I enter because of that. What you see here is a Jewish tomb from the time of Jesus. It actually shows us that there were tombs in his time, and you can see the niches there. Here you can see 2 niches. And Marilyn, we already knows that when the Jew died, they used to bury him at the same day, especially if you are rich. And in that case, they used to put the body in those niches. And in that cave burial site, there's at least 5 niches like that. But what will happen to the 6th body? They will open the oldest niches and they will take the body, the bones out. And then they can bury someone else instead of it. And then, if they did it, who owns that, the tomb? Like you need a tractor. It sounds strange to find tractors in that church, but there are. It is funny that they are renovating now. And in that case, they can do that because of no tourism. They can renovate only the places that everyone accepted that belongs to them. For example, the chapel that you saw, they cannot renovate because they're still arguing who wants it. This is the tomb of Jesus, and it doesn't look like the cave that you saw there. But the book mentioned, the Bible mentioned that Jesus got a tomb from Joseph of Arimathea that no one used before. And now we can understand that no one used before, because that one was a new tomb. Later on, as we knew, Joseph of Arimathea built himself another tomb, another cemetery, and that one used so many times. Another thing that it's important for us to understand is that the book and the Bible mention that, the book of John, the Gospel of John, that the tomb of Joseph of Arimathea was in his own garden, and it was next to the place that owned by the government, the Golgotha. That's why the crucifixion was so close to the tomb. No. Look at that. I hope they didn't forget a baby in it. Yeah, it's empty. Oh yeah, here's the horn. Although I cannot go in, you can see here a beautiful cathedral of the Greek Orthodox. And the most important thing is the second table. And according to the Greek Orthodox, this is the center of the world. Look at the dome. Remember, we saw 2 domes of the church. This is the small one, and this is the other one. On the back of the cross, I wrote your names in Hebrew and in English. You can see Marilyn Kindness in Hebrew. And here you can see Audrina and Ava and Aleeyah. I hope that I pronounce it correctly. I bought that cross from a Christian shop here, mainly because I feel that they need your money as well. Then instead of going to the one who actually preparing it, I'm you actually and me trying to help that poor salesman who's got no tourist. It was a pleasure to be with you. Please subscribe my channel and send that video to everyone that you know. And see you in my next video. Bye bye.